You remember a time when hope was a distant memory. Now, every step you take is laden with the residue of past wounds. In the silence of a desolate city, you walk alone along rain-soaked cobblestones. Each puddle reflects not just the gray sky above, but the fractured pieces of your soul, a mosaic of loss, betrayal, and the bitter taste of defeat. In this moment, the world seems to conspire against you. Voices echo in your mind, whispering that you are unworthy, that the pain you feel is your destiny. You recall every slight, every insult, every time you felt the sting of being misunderstood. The scars of past abuses, both seen and unseen, have woven themselves into your being, dictating your thoughts and controlling your steps. And yet, as you wander through the darkened alleys of your psyche, you sense that the darkness itself is alive. It is a place of power, a realm where the forgotten truths of your identity lie hidden. As you cross a bridge that arches over a murky river, the water below churns with reflections of a past that you can neither change nor escape. In that rippling surface you see your face, pale, haunted, and yet strangely determined. In the depths of your eyes, the flicker of resistance burns. You are wounded, yes, but you are not defeated. Even in the void, a voice, a part of you that you had almost forgotten, whispers, "This is not the end. It is the beginning." It is on a moonless night that you finally come face to face with a presence in the darkness, a figure cloaked in mystery and sorrow. You sense immediately that this is no ordinary encounter. The figure's eyes, dark and knowing, mirror the tumult of your own soul. In that silent exchange, you feel as though the figure is speaking directly to you, unraveling the layers of your inner turmoil. "Welcome," the figure says, its voice a soft rumble that resonates deep within. "I am the shadow you have always denied, the hidden part of you that knows both your despair and your potential." For a long moment, you are paralyzed by the intensity of the encounter. The figure, an embodiment of every secret fear and every unspoken longing, extends a hand. Hesitantly, you accept. In that touch, you feel the coldness of neglect and the raw electricity of awakening. The figure leads you along a narrow, winding path that seems to be carved out of the night itself. You walk together. The figure reveals the dark psychology of your inner life, the way that pain has been both your prison and your power. "You have been hurt," it says softly. "The world has made you feel small and powerless, but within you lies an immense reservoir of strength. Every wound is a doorway, every scar a story of survival. The darkness you fear is not merely a curse. It is also a crucible. It is where you must confront your demons, for only then can you transform them into the fuel that drives your resurgence." The words echo within you, stirring memories of battles fought and losses endured. You realize that the figure is not your enemy, but a guide, a mentor born of your own pain. This realization sparks a flicker of defiance in your heart. For too long, you allowed the cruelty of the world to dictate your worth. Now, standing in the company of your own dark reflection, you understand that the path to healing lies in embracing every part of yourself, even the parts you have long hidden away. Your journey takes you deeper into a labyrinth of memories and emotions. The path winds through a series of symbolic chambers, each one representing a pivotal moment in your life. A betrayal by a friend, the harsh words of a critic, the moment when you felt utterly alone. In each chamber, the shadows of your past rise up like specters, each with a story of its own. In one chamber, you see a younger version of yourself, cowering in a corner as the voices of others tear into your spirit. You recognize the pain of rejection and the paralyzing fear of never being enough. The figure of the shadow stands nearby, silently urging you to confront this image. This is where it began. It whispers, the moment when you first believed that the world was against you. Look at that child. See his fear, his sorrow. But know this, that child also held a spark of hope, a promise of resilience. Tears well in your eyes as you step forward, unafraid for the first time. You approach your younger self and speak words of compassion. "I see you," you say, your voice trembling with emotion. "I know how you felt. I know the weight of every hurt, every word that made you feel small. But I am here now, and I promise you that your pain will not define you. We are more than the sum of our scars." The confrontation is not without its agony. The walls of the chamber seem to close in around you as the memory of every traumatic moment intensifies. But in that intense pressure, you begin to understand that the darkness is not an endless void. It is a crucible that tempers your spirit. Each memory, each moment of suffering is reforged into a lesson, a stepping stone toward the person you are meant to become. In another chamber, you face a mirror that reflects not your physical form, but the inner dialogue that has tormented you for years. The mirror speaks in a cacophony of voices, each one a fragment of the self that has been broken by shame and guilt. "You are worthless," they chant. "You are unlovable. You are a failure." The sound is overwhelming, threatening to drown out your resolve. Yet as the voices rise, you recall the words of the shadow. These voices are not your truth. It reminds you. They are echoes of a world that sought to diminish you. You have the power to silence them. Drawing upon the reservoir of strength you have discovered on your journey, you face the mirror squarely. "No," you say firmly, "I am not defined by your lies. I am defined by my journey, my struggles, and my triumphs. I am worthy, and I am enough." As you speak, the mirror begins to change. The harsh words soften, replaced by images of beauty and possibility, a future where your scars are not symbols of weakness, but emblems of survival. The cacophony subsides into a gentle hum, a lullaby that speaks of healing and hope. Emerging from the labyrinth of your darkest memories, you find yourself on a winding path, lit by a faint yet steady glow. This glow is the light of your newfound self-awareness, the beacon of transformation that you have kindled from the embers of your pain. You realize that every step you have taken in the darkness has been necessary, for it has led you to this moment of reclamation. Now the world seems different. The same streets you once trod with a heavy heart now pulse with the promise of new beginnings. In every shadow, you no longer see an enemy, but a part of you that has contributed to your resilience. You understand that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice, and you choose to rise. As you walk, the figure of the shadow walks beside you, no longer a tormentor, but a companion, an integral part of who you are. I am you, the shadow whispers. I am the part that endured, that fought, that refused to vanish into nothingness. Together, we are whole. The journey of self-reclamation is not one of immediate triumph, but of gradual, steady progress. Each day you commit to small acts of defiance against the negativity that once defined you. You replace self-doubt with affirmations of strength. You challenge the narrative that has held you captive for so long. With each challenge, you write a new line in your story, a story of courage, resilience, and transformation. In the quiet, moments before dawn, you take a deep breath and close your eyes. In that stillness, you allow yourself to remember not only the pain, but also the moments of unexpected kindness, the glimmers of beauty that punctuated your darkest days. You begin to see that your story is not a chronicle of victimhood, but a testament to the power of human endurance. The hardships have forged you into someone capable of greatness, someone who can wield the darkness as a tool for self-improvement. With a renewed sense of purpose, you set out to reclaim the life that was once stolen from you. You pick up the pieces of your shattered dreams and, with careful determination, begin to rebuild. The world may have tried to break you, but now you understand that every fracture is an opportunity for light to enter. You learn to harness the raw energy of your emotions, transforming anger into determination, despair into motivation, and loneliness into a fierce independence. Every day, as you face the world, you carry within you the lessons learned in the abyss. You remind yourself that the hurt is real, but so is your strength. The power to change your life lies not in denying your scars, but in embracing them as the marks of a survivor. You are the author of your own story, and from now on, you will write chapters of empowerment and growth. There comes a time when the journey, arduous as it is, brings you to a precipice, a moment when you stand at the crossroads of who you were and who you can become. On this day, as the sun rises over a city that once seemed so cold and unyielding, you take a decisive step forward. The old narrative, filled with hurt and defeat, begins to fade, replaced by a new story written in bold, unyielding strokes of self-love and determination. You reflect on the path that brought you here, the nights of silent wandering, the chilling encounters with your own inner demons, the raw confrontations that shook you to your core. Each of these moments was a lesson, a necessary descent into the depths of your psyche that allowed you to confront the parts of yourself you had long neglected. And now, as you stand in the early light of dawn, you know that the battle was never against the world outside, but against the darkness within. In the midst of this transformation, you begin to see opportunities where once there were only obstacles. The scars on your heart become maps, guides that show you where you have been and, more importantly, where you can go. They are proof of your endurance and resilience. You realize that being hurt does not make you a victim. It makes you a warrior who has learned to fight back, who has harnessed the very power that once threatened to consume you. Every time you face a challenge now, you recall the lessons of the labyrinth. You remember the figure of the shadow and the whispered truths it shared with you, that every moment of pain is also a moment of potential. With each trial, you transform the energy of your suffering into a force for growth. The world might still be harsh, but you have learned to see beyond its cruelty. You have discovered that the inner voice that once told you you were nothing is now silenced by the strength of your conviction. You find yourself drawn to moments of solitude, not out of a desire to retreat from the world, but to recharge and reconnect with the essence of who you are. In these quiet moments, you meditate on your journey, allowing the lessons of the past to inform your vision for the future. You begin to craft a new narrative, one that is not defined by the weight of pain, but by the soaring potential of hope and self-belief. And so you take your place in a world that once seemed intent on breaking you. You become a beacon for others who walk a similar path, a living testament to the power of transformation. Your story is now a tapestry of loss and recovery, a blend of darkness and light. You understand that life is not a battle to be won overnight, but a continuous process of evolution. Each day, you choose to rise, to fight, and to love yourself fiercely, regardless of the scars that remain. As you step into your new life, you realize that the world can be both cruel and beautiful. The very forces that once threatened to shatter, you have, paradoxically, become the tools of your reinvention. Your journey is a constant balancing act, a dance between vulnerability and strength, between despair and the promise of a better tomorrow. And in that dance, you find not only your power, but also your purpose. In the end, you understand that the darkness you once feared is now your ally, a reminder that even in the deepest abyss, there is light waiting to be kindled. You have reclaimed your narrative, reauthoring your story with the ink of resilience and the brushstrokes of hope. Every setback has become a stepping stone, every tear a symbol of your determination. The wounds may never fully disappear, but they have transformed into badges of honor, proof that you have survived, learned, and emerged stronger than ever. Now as you stand tall and resolute, you look ahead with a newfound clarity. The world may still seem daunting, and there will be days when the shadows return, but you no longer fear them, for you know that they are part of the intricate mosaic that makes you whole. You have learned that to be hurt is to be human, and to overcome that hurt is to be extraordinary. This is your triumph, a journey from the depths of despair to the heights of self-empowerment. And as you continue to walk forward, you carry with you the wisdom that every moment of darkness is an invitation to ignite the light within. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your destiny, the author of your rebirth, and the living embodiment of the truth that, in every shadow, there is a spark waiting to illuminate the path to a brighter future. You awaken each morning with the memory of your journey etched in your heart, a constant reminder that the darkness is not an enemy to be vanquished, but a part of you to be understood and integrated. The pain, the fear, and the sorrow have all contributed to the person you are today. A person who has fought, who has suffered, and who has risen from the ashes of despair. As you face the day, you carry with you a quiet confidence. You know that challenges will arise, that the world may once again seem cold and indifferent, but you also know that within you lies an unwavering strength, a power that has been forged in the crucible of your own experiences. And you greet the world not with resignation, but with the promise that you will continue to grow, to learn, and to transform every setback into an opportunity for renewal. In the silent moments of reflection, you allow yourself to be vulnerable, to acknowledge the hurt without being defined by it. You remind yourself that healing is a lifelong journey, one that is measured not by the absence of pain, but by the courage to face it head-on and emerge stronger. You are the living proof that even in the darkest nights, the first light of dawn will eventually break through. Now you stand as a beacon of possibility, not just for yourself, but for all those who feel broken and abandoned. Your story is a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a narrative of transformation that inspires others to find the strength to rewrite their own destinies. For in the midst of despair, there is always the promise of hope, and in the heart of every wounded soul, there is the potential for greatness. This is your truth, that you are more than the sum of your scars, more resilient than your deepest wounds, and infinitely capable of rising from the ashes. You are the master of your own narrative, and as you continue your journey, you do so with the unshakable belief that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn will always come, and with it, the opportunity to begin anew. Embrace the darkness, for it has shown you your true power. And as you step into the light of a new day, remember that every moment of pain has been a stepping stone to this profound rebirth. You are not defined by the world's cruelty, but by your own relentless determination to rise, to heal, and to thrive. You are the author of your life. Write your story with the ink of courage, and let your journey be the guiding light for others, lost in the shadows. The world may have tried to tell you that you are nothing, but you have discovered that within the depths of your pain lies the potential for extraordinary strength. And now, you march forward into the light, transformed and empowered, ready to create a future where hope shines as brightly as the stars above.